Hey Libras, welcome. I am just so excited to get into these reads. So what we're going to do today or tonight, we are going to do June readings. I will pull cards for love. So I'll do 4 cards over here for love, and I'll do 4 cards for finances, because, you know, us Libras, we want to know about both. So, really looking forward to getting into it for you. Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, Divine Source, Universe, Guardian Angels, I'm calling into you to get clarity on Librans' financial and career energies. Show me all of the energies in regards to Libra's finances and career. Thank you, Spirit, for continuing to stand beside me and guide me throughout this process of spiritual development and growth. And thank you for guiding me into the light and the intuition and all of the good things. Thank you, Spirit, for continuing to bless my family with such beautiful situations, happiness, surroundings, looks. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for continuing to show me all of the messages in Libra's highest good in regards to their love and their career and money. Thank you, Spirit. One more. Thank you, Spirit. Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Show me clearly. Show me clearly all of the energies into Libra's love. Libra love. Give me 4 cards. Libra love. More cards in Libra love. One more. Libra love. Some reason that doesn't surprise me. Okay, Libra money. Show me clearly. Thank you, Spirit. Show me clearly Libra money. Oh, that's 4 cards. Okay, Libra. Okay. So, before we get into the read, I just wanted to say I will leave information in the description box for more personalized reads, because this is a general message. It could resonate for some of you, and some it could not. So when it comes to general reads, just take what resonates with you, and what doesn't, just leave that for the other Librans that will be watching this video. Also, I'm really excited. I'm going to be launching some goddess baths, which will consist of Epsom salts and rose petals and lavender and so on and so forth. So those will be posted soon, and I'm really excited to get those out to us ladies out there, because we all know we need a goddess bath every now and again. So anyways, let's get into June's energy. Bottom of the deck, we got the Knight of Swords. So there could be someone coming in quickly to have some swift conversation with you, truthful conversation with you in your love. In your love, the first card that came out was the Seven of Swords. So when it speaks to the Seven of Swords, we are, you know, well, if you look at this card, gathering all of our things and going in the evening. Sometimes this can speak to a thief energy, or just a energy that you can't completely trust, or you could be sitting in the energy where you don't completely trust a situation, so you are, you know, taking it upon yourself to gather your things and go. Then the King of Cups energy comes in. So because these two cards were basically sitting beside each other like this, this tells me that you may have been thinking of packing up and going away from this King of Cups energy. The King of Cups is deep emotional and loving fulfillment. The King of Cups brings in a very emotionally balanced type of energy, but you may have been spending some time wondering if, you know, this energy is for you. Is this what you truly want? And that, to me, is why the Seven of Swords energy is coming in there. So really important for you to spend some time in your third eye, doing meditation to really hone in on what it is that you truly want. Really important to walk the path of your desire and your, you know, what's in your heart space and your soul, you know, because that is what's going to give you creative inspiration, which is really important for Librans. Creative inspiration is just, it's so big because we have a tendency to just be so busy and we want to do everything and get everything done and create, especially art, things like that, things of that nature. So spending time in meditation, focusing in on the third eye chakra, figuring out exactly what it is that you truly want and truly desire. And that is going to take some strength to get to that point, to figure it out. So strength also speaks to embracing your divine feminine energy, which, you know, could be really important for you to just spend a little bit of time and consideration and compassion and you know, all of the things that the divine feminine brings to the table. It's about taming that wild beast per se inside of you, right? So you know, honing in on that strength is super important to you. Also, this is a Leo energy, so there could be a Leo influence that is, you know, bringing you to these realizations when it comes to whatever it is that you're dealing with in your love life. So the Seven of Swords energy, I would just be careful there, because if it's not you that feels like you want to up and leave in the night, then you know, somebody else could be thinking about that as well, right? So the strength, important for you to hone in on that strength, the divine feminine energy. This is, you know, the card is very orange, lots of orange energy, and your last card here, Knight of Wands, lots of orange energy here again. So sacral chakra is something to focus on, to be able to maneuver yourself past this this energy that you may be dealing with in your current love situation. The Nine of Wands comes in, and that's the wounded warrior energy, right? So Nine of Wands is, you know, situations that happened in passion and desire, taught us lessons about ourselves and about what we want and what we don't want. And the Nine of Wands, you know, they usually call it the wounded warrior card, right? Wounded warrior, but you're on top, but you had to go through your battles and incur some wounds to get you to where you are. But also keeping in mind that the Nine of Wands is, the nine is, you know, you're getting to the end of that cycle, right? So, you know, you've learned from the wounds and the things that came in, and it makes you much stronger in, you know, currently. So you're on top of your thing, and this, you know, the thing about these wounds and the thing about the things that we learn from love situations and being in situations with other individuals is, you know, sometimes we set expectations of, you know, how we will be treated or won't be treated, and that speaks to our personal biases and our personal experiences that brought us to the individual that we are today. So we, in turn, when we learn these lessons and go through these tough times in relationships, it really teaches us what we want and what we don't want. And to go through those situations is so important, because we might not really understand that until we've learned those lessons. So it's really important to not look at going through situations of contrast where you don't completely agree with someone. It's important to know that something positive is still coming out of those things, and not to spend too much time beating yourself up, because you are strong and you are independent and you are loving and you are the divine feminine, and you know, all of the love is offered to you. It's just a matter of, you know, are we ready to accept it, or are we you know, making moves to walk away from it. Expectations is just so important for us to talk about, right? Because we have a, you know, just even when I look back at the Seven of Swords, right? Why she decided to leave? Because these swords cut her, and you know, they cut her because, you know, she that hurting her in itself is because she had expectations of that not to happen. You know, I think as individuals, one thing we can truly admit is, you know, we aren't always going to have the exact same views as someone else and as partners. But if we let our guards down and, you know, roll with the punches and, you know, try not to set high expectations for other people, because their personal values and personal views are what make them make the decisions that they want to make. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that in the end, it's up to us whether we want to accept that about other individuals or not. And, you know, speaking to strength, you know, and the divine feminine. The divine feminine is all about like that real compassion for other individuals, and, you know, compassion is just, you know, taking a step back from our egos and looking at somebody else's circumstances and situations, and, you know, having the desire to still want to help them within that situation. So purple and orange energy, super important for you to balance this stuff out, but it's very balanced energy already, which doesn't surprise me because you are a Libra, right? So but yeah, sacral chakra stuff, that's going to help you so much in terms of what's benefiting you here in your love situation. because the Seven of Swords and the King of Cups is what's making you feel off balance and wanting to, you know, potentially move away from that situation. And the things that are really making you shine here is that strength and the Nine of Wands, right? So taking everything you've learned from the situation with you and just, you know, becoming that strong person, you know, who is independent and has desire and passion and drive and, you know, inspiration. All of those things are there for you. Just, you know, hone in on that energy. Knight of Swords. So there could be a quick discussion coming in somewhere that can allude to, you know, anything positive and truthful in your love situation or your money situation. So, money situation. We get the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is the first thing that came out. So when we're speaking about the Three of Swords, that generally speaks about, you know, a third-party situation, you know, potentially just suffering through some heartache, which it's telling me that in your financial situation, you are suffering through some heartache that could have had something to do with the third-party situation, but the Ten of Swords comes in, and so you go from the Three of Swords to the Ten of Swords, both of which are ruled by yellow energy. Okay, so if you take a look at this, if you spend too much time in this Three of Swords energy, it's taking you right here to this Ten of Swords energy. Yellow. Okay, so this is talking about your solar plexus chakra. There could be a blockage. Something tied to your solar plexus chakra is not benefiting you when it comes to your financial standpoint. So try not to get too stuck in whatever stagnant energy that has to do with that Three of Swords and that Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords does speak to, that's the closing out of the cycle, right? So, you know, you could have like one more, you know, harsh lesson to kind of really embrace before you move towards what's coming in for you. And what's coming in for you is just so beautiful because it's the Two of Coins. And to me, you know, the Two of Coins, you know, speaks to indecision and, you know, really trying to balance out and weigh out your options. But it speaks so loudly to me because the Two of Coins and then the King of Pentacles comes in. So the King of Pentacles is the most stable, financially prosperous, the provider of energies, right? So it's just really beautiful. And also just knowing that both of these cards are orange and purple, speaking to your sacral chakra again and your third eye chakra again. So it tells me that you're just very balanced, okay? The chakras you really want to focus in on to continue on your blessed journey is your third eye chakra, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus. Not saying that all of your other chakras don't, you know, need a balancing or a clearing or what have you from time to time, but for you to really move forward in your journey to abundance, which is where you're going, you might need to just do a little bit of extra work in those regards, right? So also taking in those colors, put them into your diet, right? You know, just wear those colors because these Three of Swords and Ten of Swords energy that you are basically coming out of in your financial situation where you may be feeling some lack and you may be feeling some hardship and you may be feeling some heartache. You know, you could have lost a job that really, you know, you thought was going to be it. You thought it was going to be the one and the thing, right? And then you got, you know, shot down, and it could have a lot to do with COVID, which is completely understandable. But what we do know for sure is that you're coming out of that cycle. So all hail June and July, right? Like, come on, summer, like, let's get that energy, right? And then it takes you into the Two of Coins. So really, you need to figure out if you want to walk through that door. Walk through that door, get on that ship, and sail off into the sunset, right? What is your sunset? Your sunset is the King of Pentacles. And the King of Coins. He, like, well, look at him, right? Look at him. He's handsome, he's calculated, he's fruitful, you know, he's loaded rich, and he's stable, and he's here for you, and he's gonna provide everything that your heart desires. And, you know, who wouldn't want to be more stable, and who wouldn't want to be, you know, taken care of, like, emotionally and you know, financially, and just knowing that, you know, the future is bright. The future is bright. So this is all here for you. I think that was like a complete reading in itself. So I'm just going to pull a energy oracle card, and I'll pull a oracle card from the Hidden Realms. And these, we're just getting some advice from Spirit right now. Okay, so Spirit, please give Libra some advice into their situations. Give Libra some advice into their current situations. What advice do you have for Libra in June? Spirit, what advice? Oh, 1 second. Sorry about that. Spirit, what advice do you have for Libra in June? Okay, so there's an energy of walking away. And that card fell on your love, So let's get one more card, Spirit. Let's get one card for finances and career. Whoa. And broken heart. So a broken heart is affecting your finances. And walking away may be why your heart is broken. Hold on, Libra. Let's get another card for you. Let's see what's going on here. Somebody's heart is broken. Somebody's heart is broken. There's a broken heart, and there's walking away that's coming in. So Spirit, that was advice from Spirit, is walking away. Let's see. You're being guided. You're being guided. Okay. Let's cut these. Okay. Okay, Spirit, give me one more card for Libra. In their love. Spirit, give me one more card for Libra's love, please. The Swan Queen. Okay. Ice, you know, you might have to become cold to be able to walk away from something. So there might have been a situation in your love where you may have been falling for somebody, and you might have to walk away because you've had to learn lessons and you've had to gain strength. And the Seven of Swords speaks to walking away. The Swan Queen is about transformation, intuition, and patience. So that patience may need to be with yourself, but because the Swan Queen, like, this is a very cold, like ice cold environment she's in, so it speaks to having to kind of make yourself cold and, you know, spend time in that darker energy. Not saying spend time there, but spend time in that contrast that we were talking about before, to really figure out what it is that you want, and then be able to transform yourself into what it is that you want, so you can bring that into your life in a manifestation, so to speak. And then let Spirit give me one more for the financial. Whoa, that is way too many. Financial situation. I'm going to keep the Hawk Prince and the Middle King. So both cards I'm keeping. One fell on the table, one fell on the ground. The reason why I'm keeping the one that fell on the ground is because it was turned over, and it was the Hawk Prince. So there's going to be some good communication that comes in for you, and you're being asked to pay attention. So just pay attention to inspiration and insights, things that come in for you. Try not to spend too much time in your heartbreak energy that is here somewhere. There's a financial heartbreak energy, like some sort of heartbreak that put you into a mental space that you need to let go of. Because if you sit too long in that broken heart, it's not going to do anything positive for your career situation. So discipline yourself. The Metal King comes in here, and it's about having self-discipline and having armor up, so you can't be penetrated by other people's energies. So setting boundaries, you need to set some boundaries, and maybe those boundaries are financial boundaries, but the Hawk Prince comes in with, you know, some sort of spiritual communication, some sort of connection, insights. So really pay attention to your intuition, and it speaks even louder paying attention to your intuition, because your first two cards that came out were those yellow ones, the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So you need to get in touch with your solar plexus a little bit and just kind of open that up, and you're going to be able to do that by, you know, meditating, paying attention, disciplining yourself, you know, focus on your diet, make sure you get yellows in, so even just lemon water, and so on and so forth. So there's your reading, Libra. Thank you for being here, and you know, like, subscribe, and share, and you'll see when I post new videos. And yeah, that's all I have for you. Bye.